นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ Now, invite the student to offering the flower for welcoming most of our director. Now, welcome to the first academic collaboration between Mahachulalongkornrajavidhalaya University and International Buddhist Study College of Thailand and Kyunhla Buddhist University of Myanmar. So we just done the paying homage for the Triple and the second agenda will be welcoming address by most venerable directors of International Buddhist Study College. Please, venerable sir.
First of all, I would like to thank all most venerable and our staff as well preparing the way to talk together today. To me, I have a close relationship with most venerable Sriyadoji Sitapu Sriyadom as my master, because I meet them any time, and to him as well, he gave me many time to give talk as he's our student. Apart from that, I still be student who went to practice meditation in Thailand. My master is Yanoji Patataviroja. He used to practice meditation in there for a long time. And every year we invite most venerable Yanoji Patataviroja to give talk and teach our students as a master, especially annual retreats that we organize every year. And moreover, our rector, former rector, have a close relationship as well between monks, especially most venerable Mahanayaka from the country. We invite most venerable to come to join Vesak celebration many times. So now there are too many students from Myanmar who come to learn at our university, especially Venerable my brother in our university, invite him to be our regular lecturer at our IBSC. For our close relationship like this, I think it is a good time for your college and my college have to work together closely in any way and any time as you wish, especially whenever we sign MOU together, and that is the time for most venerable and your lecturer and your student, we might exchange lecturer and our student, right? But unfortunately this time I think because of COVID-19 and conflict that occur in your country. It seems to be difficult for all of us to organize international conference or do anything together. But doesn't matter. I think there are too many ways. Especially we can organize webinar among two universities. So to me and my staff, once again, I would like to thank most people who come here. I know it will take more time and to take great effort to come to Thailand because it's not easy to come to Thailand at this moment. But let me know whatever we can do for you all and whatever we would be able to propagate Buddhism because he is my disciple, he is my student. I saw him many times when he came to study here, but now he went back to work with you. He like the bridge to bring our two universities to work together more effectively. So, because of complicated situation at this moment, I think we have to try best to bring Buddha teaching to propagate and inspire those who suffer together. And once again, whatever I can do for you, I'm so happy. And together my staff will be happy to work with you. Thank you very much for your coming. Buddha bless you.
Now, let me introduce Most Honorable Dr. Sopita for give us the address and introduce your university to us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Firstly, I want to express on behalf of the Lumini Gardens project in Spain. The president of Lumini Garden project, Mr. Jose Manuel, he given the message to you because you are the university, the IBSC and the Lumini Garden project already they signed the MOU. So he sent the message to you. Now they are the group arriving at the Sri Lanka, Mahachulalongkornrajavidhalaya Wiki Park. In this year, they will be the start the Lumini Garden project in Spain. I also the cooperation with this project. Thank you everybody. This is the first academic collaboration meeting between Mahachulalongkornrajavidhalaya University, International Buddhist Study College, Thailand, and Kyunhla Buddhist University, KBU, Myanmar. Sangamunami Bali, Sangamunami. With the profound guidance of our Lord Buddha, I base my highest respect to International Buddhist Study College, MC official. The most Mahathira, and you are the director, professor, the vice director, lecturer, and every day IBSC official members. You are the excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for your generous time for the Kyunhla Buddhist University delegation in Myanmar. We also thank you for the opportunities to start an important journey of partnerships between the International Buddhist Study College and the Kyunhla Buddhist University from this day of March 10, 2022. If I may, I would like to express our happy thanks to all the representatives of International Buddhist Study College. First, the most venerable Professor Dr. from Hansa Damas Asol, I pay those to you first. And then Assistant Professor Dr. from Samom Kunnakaro, Vice Director International Buddhist Study College. Thus, Venerable Dr. from Widosas Vinandawiti, Vice Director, International Buddhist Study College, and pay respect. 4. Dr. Sachin Sakabucha, Vice Director of IBSC, and pay respect to all. 5. From Pichai Warapani, Director of Academic Office, and next, Venerable naming the lecturers of the IBSC. 7. From Vidassas Jayadamo, Argentines, I pay really deeply respect you. And then, Professor Dr. Frank Hockman, lecturers of IBSC. And next, Dr. Narapan Povich, Directors of Master of Art in Peace Studies. I pay respect you all. Next, from Brahmins Nonta Damiko, Vice Directors of Academic Office. Everybody, I pay respect in this meeting fight. I do believe that our partnerships between IBSC, International Buddhist Study College, and Kyunhla Buddhist University may represent a milestone in the considerations of Buddhist teaching between the two countries and beyond. It is a symbol of fraternity between the two seminars universities, especially the IBSC and Kyunhla Buddhist University, and the neighboring countries to achieve the shared goals of the strengthening the Buddhist teaching in our Buddhist society. We believe that the International Buddhist Study College can become a bridge for the spread of the educational resources amongst the Buddhist institutions in Myanmar. We are also the disciple of the Siddhu Theology. Siddhu Theology is also the mind master. Yeah, I have been studying at the Siddhu International Buddhist Academy in Sagai. We are the senior disciple. And it will allow people in the Thailand, Myanmar, and the rest of the world to learn more about the Buddhism and its practice of serenity and loving kindness of the Dharma. On behalf of the Buddhist community in Burma, Myanmar, you have our admiration for your achievements. As a Buddhist university, as all religion has an important role to play for the humanity. No matter how different people has a different belief, at heart, we are all contributing to our universal values. After our Lord Buddha had the entire into the Nirvana, the effort of Royal King Ashoka in India made the Buddhist teaching shared in many other countries outside in India. Nowadays, we strive for the consolidation of the Buddha's teaching amongst the young generation, including the Buddhist monk, including the Buddhist novices, nuns, and the lay people. With the cooperation of Buddhist nation, we hope to offer the Buddhist teaching at the heart of the people throughout the world, and they will be able to apply the Buddhist teaching to everyday life, the critical turning points. We are then into the show peoples of the world the essence of the Buddhist teaching to have some proper understanding of Buddhism that we practice. Your achievement in this regard is all the instructions for the art, not only the personal but also the humanity. Now, please allow me to give a short introduction about my work, namely as an International Buddhist Education Center in Myanmar in Greece. Because I founded the International Buddhist Education Center in Sagai under the guidance of the Siddhu Theology. Our IBSC organization is dedicated to the multiculturalism and peace, making by applying Buddhist concept in the humanitarian principle in Myanmar. While our branch office in Asia in the European countries promote these values through our diaspora network. Our projects focus on promoting the educational opportunity for the young generation in order to teach them to live harmoniously and peacefully between the diverse groups of Myanmar. The IBSC was established in 2008 on the 28th of March in the Shanghai under the guidance of the Master Civil Theology. Since then, we always try to keep the Buddhist teaching and alignment with today's technology and human values. We have the 7 projects. 1. Center for the Buddhist Study, Priority School at the Sky. Center for Monastery Education High School. Because I take care of the child, so many the children. Nowadays, the Myanmar, the physical political conflicts. Some are the homeless, some are the penniless. I call it the children, 3,000 the children. And I opened the monastery school in the Zagai. Next project is Center for the Human Resource Development and the Kyunhla Buddhist University, International Buddhist Cultural Center project in Netherlands, IBSC, Nepal, and the cooperation with the Dominican project in Spain. Another organization, I collaboration many organizations around the world. Kyunhla Buddhist University was established in 2016 to focus on the Buddhist teaching in Upper Myanmar, northern Zagai. Now there are the 300 residence mark and the 200 lecturers are learning at the KBU. Please allow me to hand over to the Dr. Kenji Sen to explain about the Kyunhla Buddhist University in detail. Thank you everybody, thank you the most venerable Mahachulalongkornrajavidhalaya.
Another thing I would like to propose, how can you research together, which would be co-research, especially concerning Vipassana, right? How can we practice Vipassana more effectively? There's the way about talk about technique. I think Vice Director for Vipassana to Ravindra he might be a co-researcher actually our college and your university as well. So that's it. I think it should be the good way.
Yes, our university also the meditation master. Yes, we can exchange. Yeah, we can exchange the IBSC and the KBU. Yeah. Any suggestion? Doctor, so please.
If I may, most venerable, because Seattle and we had worked together for a long time in promotion of education in our country. Because as you know, education is the most important foundation for our society and humanity. And unfortunately, right now, as you said, we have been struggling with the conflicts, and then some of our schools are being closed because of the COVID, as well as the conflicts. So in that regard, what Seattle and we discussed the day before that we arrived here is we would like to explore any educational opportunities. And then now that we have witnessed how you have conducted education, not just for the Buddhist studies, but also on the conflict studies for the global conflicts. So actually, Myanmar right now is suffering from the conflicts, and maybe perhaps this is where our student needs a lot of help. And so we will be very grateful if you would kindly consider having some scholarship or some sort of educational assistance for not just the Buddhist monks. Of course, Seattle and the Kyunhla Buddhist University, they have many Buddhist monks as the students, but also like your university, we also have many laymen students who can also benefit from coming out and learning. And then because we thought that Thailand is the most culturally very suitable our students to come and study. And right now we need, some of the students need a little break so that they can actually learn peacefully. So we will be very grateful if you can kindly consider any scholarship opportunities, or of course Kyunhla Buddhist University and CWCROE could also help some of the students who are qualified to study at your university. That's a very first practical thing that we thought that we can propose to you. And then the second thing is, as you said, doing research together, it can be very appropriate. And then, of course, your interest in Vipassana, the practical way of achieving the objective of the Vipassana is also very relevant. And then, of course, in our country, we have been practicing mindfulness during this time. And so I think this is something that we can work together. And then maybe perhaps we also are very interested about how, your university and then also the propagation of the Buddhist studies and promotion of peace in Thailand is also achieved. Because right now, our need is to promote peace as much as we can, because right now we are struggling with rising tensions, and then there have been quite a bit of violence these days, and then so we also want to learn from you, your experience, and especially, I know a little bit of history because I used to teach in Chiang Mai University 10 years ago. And I know that you also struggle quite a bit in the southern part of the country, and especially the Buddhist institutions and monks who are trying to promote peace have been also, being targeted, and so we are also experiencing some of these negative consequences recently, and so we also wanted to learn from you how we could also manage such negative consequences and try to win over with the positive message of peace. So probably Professor can also help us to learn from you. So I think that could be something. And then the last thing that Seattle and we had great length of discussion is the presence of many millions of Burmese Myanmar migrants who are living and working in Thailand. And officially we have 2 million, but unofficially it can be twice. And so, which is about 10% of our population, which is quite a big number. And they, of course, they work very hard, and at the same time, especially under the COVID pandemic, they also suffer quite a bit. And then, they lost a job, but they also cannot go back to Myanmar because of the COVID and also because of the crisis there. So usually they will hang on in Thailand, and I think this is where I also want to thank Thai communities for helping our migrant workers, because without your community support, they won't be able to survive for the whole year. But nonetheless, when we last month we had a lot of discussions with these community groups in southern Thailand, around Phuket, Ranong area, and also in Bangkok, Samut Sakhon, Samut Prakan area, and also in the northern Chiang Mai area. Everywhere in Thailand, there are many Burmese migrant workers, and they need a lot of help in terms of sustaining their, faith in the, the power of Buddha, and then also to keep united among the community, and also to learn from the sufferings. But unfortunately, they have a lot of language problems, and then so when they need some sort of help, usually they also dare not to go to the Thai monastery to seek help because of the language barriers. So this is another area that IBSC also wants to have some sort of support programs for these migrant workers. And then usually what local Thai authorities ask us is, are there any partners in Thailand? And then so maybe perhaps this is something that you may be able to consider helping us so that we can work under the MOU with you, but try to help our workers. And then that way we can become the bridge between the Thai communities, Thai monasteries, and our community members. And so, yeah, with the humble plea for your kind considerations, we will be very grateful if you can help us with the scholarship for our students, any research support, and also help us to do our religious services in our communities in Thailand. Thank you very much.
We try to propose us. I think it would be possible. Because so far I know many people from your country, and some of them they support our most venerable Prabhupada Pandit. I think for scholarship it would be possible because as you said, as you mentioned, now we are facing conflict and complicated situation in your country. Not just your country, in Thailand, everywhere around the world, we are facing conflict situation. So, if you have a chance to learn peace study, they might have a tool to deal with conflict everywhere, especially in your country or in Thailand as well. So, maybe think about it. And another thing, so far we have a club at our college. I think that club come from Myanmar, come from Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. So our students, they establish club and they work together closely. So when we open, here is our student, is DL student. So I think I've inspired them all. And of course, we work together with Venerable naming that. So we might have a short course or diploma or certificate to inspire Burmese people being here, because every month, last year, because before COVID, I saw many Burmese people who come here to give dana. I think Venerable can affirm about this matter. So I think there is no problem. Venerable naming us being here already, we can assist you to inspire many Burmese people who is in Thailand at this moment. It's no problem. For the research, of course, we have to work together closely about it. So I would like to put whatever you propose us into our MOU to find a way to work together. Anything else? Venerable Ramida, please.